following is an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League.
On this episode of the Panthers Huddle, the Panthers hope a trip to Motown can help put them in the win column. Thomas Davis joins me in the studio to help break down the film on the Detroit Lions. Plus, Coach Frank Reich stops by and tells us about the playmakers stepping up amid a rash of injuries on defense. Hello and welcome inside this Week 5 edition of the Panthers Huddle. I'm Carla Gebhardt, and certainly a frustrating loss to the Minnesota Vikings at home leaves the Panthers as only one of two NFL teams without a win so far this season. While injuries have plagued Carolina on the defensive side of things, it's the slow pace of progress on the offense that's getting all of the attention.
I just think this is all normal. I mean, it's terrible that we're 0-4. It's terrible that we haven't had more success on offense. There will be stuff that we gain, that he gains, that we gain as an offense, that we gain as a team through going through this difficulty. The mental toughness and the grit, all those things, fighting through that will pay dividends later.
I think you just try to take it one play at a time. Whatever big picture may be, it will be what it is. But, for me, I'm, doing what I can to make sure that I'm in the moment. And, honestly, I'm not really thinking about whatever happens this week, because maybe there's a week down the line. We don't, we have to earn the right to win games.
Execution has been a point of emphasis for the team as they prepare for the Detroit Lions. And turning things around won't be easy. A stout defense awaits them in the Motor City, led by second-year star Aiden Hutchinson. But reinforcements are on the way for the Panthers offense. Rookie wideout Jonathan Mingo has been cleared from concussion protocol and is expected to play this Sunday. Another promising return on the offensive line is right guard Austin Corbett, who's back on the practice field this week after starting the year on the PUP list, recovering from an ACL tear. However, Corbett may still be weeks away from returning to game action. On defense, injuries to our established starters continue. Cornerback Dante Jackson left the Vikings game in the second quarter with a shoulder injury. His status is still up in the air. However, the next guys up are proving to be worthy replacements. Backup safety Sam Franklin helped ignite the crowd early last week with a 99-yard pick six, setting a new Panthers franchise record. Linebackers Kamu Grugier-Hill and Etor Gross-Matos each earning good grades for their own performances as well. However, the team is not worried about performance at this point. From here on out, it's all about results.
I feel like, once we get the win, the first win, then, we have something to build on. This team, this specific unit just has to see what it's like to win. And once we get that win, then we know what to do. We know what to build on. We know what the foundation is.
Right now, we're just focused on ourselves. We're just focused on ourselves and, trying to get the first one. Each week we start off 0-0 and we try to be 1-0 at the end of the week. So we're just going to keep doing that and keep being who we are. So
sure, we have our talent set for us this week, and those guys right now they're rolling. Whatever they're doing, they're rolling up there. So for us to be able to get a chance to go against them right now is perfect.
We're not having missed assignments. We're not making these mental errors. It's they're just thinking too much. You go out there and you just play, and that's what these guys are capable of, and full confidence in that's going to start today with just getting out there and just having good energy every single day, and not worrying about things in the past. Just because once it's gone, there's nothing you can do about it. You learn from it, move on, and just enjoy the moment, because this business really does suck at times, and you don't know when it's gonna go. So just enjoy the moment, enjoy the rep, and go from there.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In conjunction with the NFL's Crucial Catch campaign, the Carolina Panthers are helping shed light on a disease that all too often hits close to home. It's this week's Coke Community Spotlight. Since 2009, the NFL and the American Cancer Society have helped raise awareness of breast cancer with its relentless efforts to rebrand itself with pink every October. From pink ribbons to hats and even jerseys, the Crucial Catch campaign has raised millions of dollars to help in the fight against breast cancer. While teaching people about the disease that affects millions of Americans is important, the point is to inspire them to take action. The Panthers kicked off the campaign in the Queen City by hosting a mobile mammogram unit.
It's very important to get tested and get checked out. I've always wanted to be able to help, to do for others. This was the perfect opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Panthers also honored 2 local high schools from North and South Carolina who've been the nation's top Crucial Catch fundraisers. In addition, 6 breast cancer survivors from the Charlotte area were made honorary captains for our home game last weekend.
I'm gonna cry.
Proving to be inspirations both on and off the field. For more information on Crucial Catch and ways you can get screened, visit crucialcatch.cancer.org.
This exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers Television Network is brought to you in part by Bank of America, official bank of the Carolina Panthers.
The first quarter of the 2023 season has come and gone, and unfortunately, the Carolina Panthers have nothing to show for it on paper. Our own Anish Shroff talked with Coach Frank Reich about the positives he's seeing in a team struggling to get over the hump.
We're joined now by Panthers head coach Frank Reich as you get ready for the Detroit Lions. I know the first part of the season has not gone the way you wanted, but when you survey it from your perch, where are you encouraged about where this could go?
Well, first place is with the coaching staff. The resolve and the determination, how I see, as a new staff coming together from all over the place, how I feel us working together as we go through the season, not only the players, working through kinks, but so are we as coaches. I can feel that game planning process getting tighter and better each week. So that's encouraging. And then from the player standpoint, I can see the grasp of what we're doing. Offensively, I see it with Bryce. I see it with, the whole crew, and defensively as well. And I think there's a strong belief in what we're doing. We just need to keep improving a little bit at a time.
What are some of those things that you see and that you look for that gives you the encouragement?
I just think, like, for instance, in talking to Bryce, as we go through and talking about the game plan, just knowing more and more what he likes and why he likes it, or maybe we had a play that he hadn't run before and now where before he was not sure of it. Now, yes, this is one that goes in the like basket, where there's others that we tried new things with him and, maybe those go in the hold basket. I think those inventories and how we feel about things is becoming clearer and clearer.
One thing we've seen, his chemistry with Adam Thielen in the early season, they seem to be on the same page. What's behind that?
Hard work, and smart football players and talented football players. So they work really hard at it. They talk a lot. Adam is like another quarterback out there, and Bryce just trusts him, and that's a big deal.
Defensively, in this past game, you got some great performances from guys who stepped up into bigger roles. Let's start with Sam Franklin. What did you see out of Sam stepping up the way he did when you lose your communicator in X?
Yeah, well, I think, with Sam, part of the story goes back to the preseason, when, he's always been that really good special teams player, but we kind of challenged him like, hey, let's use that playmaking ability, step up, on defense, and become a playmaker on defense. And all of Sam's credit, he did that. You could feel it in practice, in meetings. He was dialed in, and now it's paying dividends.
Yeah, there's the old Ted Lasso line, be a goldfish. He gets the DPI, and then a couple of plays later, the 99-yard pick six. That's what you want to see in a DB, isn't it?
It is, and he definitely has that mindset, And one of the other things I love about Sam is, all the time, but he's just, to say it in a nice way, he's a very feisty individual, like he's got a lot of grit and determination, and he gets out on that field, he's a competitor.
You've had some injuries on the outside. I know Marquise Haynes has still been out. A guy like Yetur stepping up the way he has, how has he embraced his role?
I mean, he's just been a true pro and a true competitor. It's been exciting to see because, we've all seen that develop and him get better. And what's exciting to us as coaches, you can tell he sees it and he feels it. And he knows he's making an impact. He knows he's contributing. The whole defense knows it. That's a great feeling as a player when you have that experience. So that's a big step for us and for him.
Austin Corbett, what can you tell us about his potential return?
Man, excited to get him back out there. So, the plan is for him to be on the practice field this week. I know he's been looking forward to that. And then as these, the way the rules go, we can activate him sometime in the next couple of weeks, and we'll just evaluate him out on the practice field as we go to find the best time to get him back in game action.
What does he bring to that offensive line?
I mean, a couple things, right? I mean, I haven't had him yet as a full speed player, but man, in the meetings, you can just tell he brings an intensity, he brings physicality, and he is a very focused and a very smart player. So that's a good combination for those guys up front.
All right, Detroit, we know how good they've been already. They've beaten Kansas City on the road. They've beaten Green Bay on the road. With them, does it start with stopping the run?
Yeah, I mean, they're very good at running the football. And, Ben Johnson and that crew and that unit, Dan Campbell has done a great job. They run the football and they run it well. And then Jared Goff, I just think, is really great off the play action. And he plays it well. He's very good high to low, getting the shots. He's a very good deep ball thrower. I've always felt that about him since he was in college and when he came out. So that's a dangerous combo, good run game and then good vertical pass game off the play action.
Last thing, is there anything at all that you can probably take away from the preseason game against Detroit, or is that just a non-starter?
They didn't really play their starters in that game,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So not a whole lot. We can there's a couple guys here and there that you can get a little something off and a little bit of scheme stuff. But I think probably both them and us are thinking, hey, we got 4 games of in-season tape. So let's put it this way, 99% of what we get will be off that tape, maybe 1% off that preseason tape.
Fair enough. Frank Reich, head coach of the Panthers.
Closed captioning for the Panthers Television Network is provided by Charlotte Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Associates, helping you enjoy the sights and sounds of the NFL all season long.
So we've got Thomas Davis here. That means it is time for TD's Film Room. And if the Carolina Panthers want to get a win this season, they got to get it past the Detroit Lions. And we've already said this ain't your mama's Detroit Lions team, TD. So what do they have to do? And it starts behind Jared Goff.
Listen, this is going to be the toughest test that this team has had all season long. And it absolutely starts with Jared Goff because he has a ton of weapons on the outside. And it starts with Amon-Ra St. Brown. This play right here, this is a coverage identifier. And you will see Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is their top target. He's going to go in motion, and the Falcons are going to send this guy in motion with him. And what that tells this quarterback is they're in man-to-man coverage. And this is exactly what the Detroit Lions want the Falcons to be in, because now they're going to send Amon-Ra St. Brown back in motion, and it creates dissension in the backfield. And what does that do? It leaves Sam Laporta wide open for this throwback touchdown. This offense has gotten very, very creative over the course of this season because they have a ton of weapons. And I love the play calling that they're putting in and getting guys wide open. Another thing that we have to really key in, we talked about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Right now, last play we saw him, he went in motion, and he created a 3-by, and he came back on the snap of the ball. But right here, he's the point guy. They have him on the line. Makes the defense lock in on Amon-Ra where he is, but what does he do? Hit him with a nasty, nasty spin move. Watch this move that he puts on this safety. These are the kind of things that defenders get locked in on. They see something on film, and now you take advantage of it offensively, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is in the end zone for a touchdown. You get too aggressive, they'll use that against you. So you can't allow them to take advantage of your aggressiveness defensively.
So how do you balance the amount of attention that you put on St. Brown in this game?
Hey, listen, you do your job. We talked about this last week with Justin Jefferson. We talked about doing your job, making sure that you didn't get overly committed to what he's capable of doing. And I felt all in all, we did a good job against Justin Jefferson, minus the 2 touchdowns. But all in all, yardage, he has been getting over 100 yards a game. We held him to under 100 yards. This team hasn't been running the ball very well, so they may come in with the same attack, and we have to be prepared on both sides. Being able to stop the run first and foremost, that has to be the game plan going into any game, making the team one-dimensional so that you can do what you want to do from a pass rush standpoint. And speaking of pass rush, the Detroit Lions on the defensive side, they have a really good pass rusher in this young kid that they just drafted last year. Aiden Hutchinson has done a really, really phenomenal job. And one of the things that I love about this kid is his tenacity, his ability to have this nonstop motor as a young kid. He gets after it. And that's exactly what he's going to do to this tackle right here against Atlanta. He's going to get after him. Spin move, pressure to the quarterback, getting him on the ground. I don't know about these dance moves right here. He might have to work on that a little bit. But listen, those are the kind of things that you want to see, that energy, that excitement, and that kind of tenacity getting after the quarterback. But that's what we can't allow from an offensive line standpoint for the Carolina Panthers as we get ready to take on the Detroit Lions. We got to keep this guy out of our backfield, because if we don't, we can see that he can cause havoc.
Absolutely. So a lot of playmakers on both sides of the ball that the Panthers have to look out for when it comes to the Detroit Lions. TD, we got to get your 3 keys to the game coming up in a little bit.
So make sure you come back.
2-0-3 teams looking to break into the win column. Unfortunately, it wasn't our turn. We take a look back at our showdown with the visiting Minnesota Vikings in this week's Bojangles Rewind.
The Kalins of October are here, week 4 of the NFL upon us. Minnesota in town, trying to get their first win of the season. And Kirk Cousins will come out and lead an offense that has been one of the best, especially throwing the football. Sam Franklin making his first start. That's a 45-yard penalty. Minnesota's got the ball now inside the Panther 5. 3rd down and goal. Cousins looking left, throwing left, and that's intercepted. Picked off by the Panthers. Going all the way down the sideline. Franklin stops, gets a block, pick 6. Carolina, Sam Franklin, take it back.
I am in awe as I watch this play develop. Late to the flat is a mortal sin.
7-0 Carolina, Sam Franklin.
He's a playmaker.
Panthers bring pressure, and Cousins is sacked. That's the Jeremy Chin we've been waiting on. 15-play drive for the Panthers, 10-0 Carolina.
First down for Minnesota from the 21. Cousins. And as he throws, up for grabs.
Picked off by the Panthers.
Kamu Grugier-Hill.
And the Panthers get their second INT. Can it get there? It does. Eddie Pinheiro, a career-high 56-yarder. 13-7 Carolina going into halftime. Bryce Young back on the field to lead the offense. Young steps up, trying to avoid the rush. Now throws and completes to Thielen. Bryce Young manipulating the pocket. Thielen, the former Viking, with the first down. That's how you draw it up. Vikings showing blitz. Oh, here they come. Young back to throw, trying to get away. He lost the football. It's on the ground. Minnesota picks it up. They're running with it the other way. And Minnesota's defense ties the game at 13. 14-13. First time today the Vikings have the lead. Panthers back to work. Got to find a way to run the football. A loss of 2. Miles Sanders has had nowhere to go.
We need these points if we can. We can't take a sack.
Young feeling pressure, tracked down from behind and sacked for the second time by Davenport.
And right now, Minnesota's pressure is too much for Carolina to handle. Well, we come to the 2-minute warning. First and goal, Carolina from the 9. 1:58 to go. The Panthers need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Young to throw, deflected at the line. Incomplete.
Vikings bringing pressure for most of this second half. Young tries to get away and thrown down. And it's 4th down and goal. A lot of that may be irrelevant if the Panthers don't get it here.
Here's the ballgame.
Young in the shotgun. And that's the ball game. The Panthers now drop to 0-4. Bryce Young still looking for his first win, and Frank Reich looking for his first win as Panthers head coach.
This October, there's a lot of football left to be played.
All right, well, before we let you go on this week's Panthers Huddle, we got to get your 3 keys to the game. The Carolina Panthers need a win, TD, so what's it going to take?
Listen, to get this win, we are going to have to get after Jared Goff. We can't let him sit back and get comfortable. That's the first key to this game. We have to get after him at home, make him uncomfortable, and force them to be one-dimensional. Secondly, we have to protect our quarterback. I haven't figured out what the issue has been for this team. Last year, the offensive line played very, very well. I know that they've had a ton of injuries up front. Continuity is really huge, but we have to do a better job of protecting the pass. Third point, and listen to me when I tell you this third and final point, we have to get the ball downfield offensively. We can't sit there and dink and dunk the ball and think that we're going to have success offensively. We got to let Bryce cook. Essentially, like they said about Russ a couple of years ago, we got to let Bryce cook. We got to let him be who we thought that he was coming out of college. We knew that he was a really good quarterback coming out of Alabama. Now we just got to let him be great.
All right, well, that will do it for us, and that is all that we have for you today. If you are not traveling to Detroit this weekend, be sure to tune in Sunday at 1 p.m. on your local Fox station, or you can listen on 99.7 The Fox here in Charlotte. So for Thomas Davis, Coach Frank Reich, and the entire Huddle crew, thanks for watching, and we will see you right here next time inside the Panthers Huddle. Until then, TD.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
You've been watching the Panthers Huddle, a copyrighted presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL.